Welcome to this comprehensive guide on obtaining your employer's permit or recruiter's license in Nigeria. Today's presentation draws directly from the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, NELEC's portal, and insights from ICA.ng. I will walk you through the step-by-step process, which includes the legal requirements, costs, application procedure, and best practices crafted simply enough for newcomers, yet rich in regulatory details. Let's now move over to the slides for more interactive session. Okay, we are starting the slides by addressing the legal basis and purpose for employers' permit in Nigeria. Employer's permit, also known as recruiter's license, are legal requirements under sections 23, 24, 25, 71, and 88 from paragraph E to G of the Labour Act Cap L1 2004. They are administered by the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment through the NELEC's portal. These licenses aim to regulate recruitment, ensure decent working conditions, and curb unscrupulous labor practices, particularly in sectors like the oil and gas, security, construction, and manufacturing. It's not limited to these sectors that I have mentioned, but it cuts across every sector in Nigeria, provided labor is provided in such a sector. Let's now take a look at categories of licenses that is available. There are two categories of licenses. Firstly, we have the domestic, that's basically for recruitment within Nigeria, and we also have international for sending Nigerians to work abroad. So when you are making an application, you have to make a decision as to which particular of these licenses that you are going for. Each one has its own application form available on the NELEC's portal. That's the registration portal of the Ministry of Labor. And it's very important to know that operating without the appropriate license is strictly prohibited and may result in penalties. The distinction ensures regulatory oversight depending on the scope of operation. It's important for you to note that any employment agency that's operating without a license is doing that at their own peril. If they are caught, there are penalties out in order for them to do the right thing. Okay, let's now take a look at the reason why licensing matters. Why is it necessary for you as a labor contractor or as an employment agency to obtain this very important license in your operation? Just like I said, I mentioned earlier, licensing is very critical to your operation as a labor contractor or employment agency in Nigeria. The reason is that it protects job seekers from exploitation and also enforces recruiters' accountability and advances Nigeria's decent work agenda. It also enhances trust and legitimacy, especially when bidding for corporate or government contract, because with that, any government agency, MD, or corporate entity will know that you have a decent work agenda, which is essentially to make sure that any job seeker is not exploited as a result of not having enough job available right now in Nigeria. And very importantly, if you are unlicensed, operations are unlawful and risk suspension, fines, and prosecution. I've mentioned that earlier. It cannot be overemphasized. So if you have an employment agency or you're a labor contractor and you are operating without a license, you are running a very big risk. So it's very important that you do the right thing. The license effectively legitimizes your business as a regulated private employment agency or government contractor, so that you can even have the bigger deals, because corporate entities and government MDAs will now look at you and know this guy is good at what he does. He or she has gotten all the necessary regulatory documentations so that they can be able to patronize your services, and you do good business and earn good money. Okay, let's now take a look at the documentary requirements. What are those prerequisites? What are those documents that without it your operation cannot even take off? They are before you on the screen. And firstly, to apply, you must submit the following. And firstly, an application on your company's letterhead paper is what precedes every other thing. Then once you have done that, then you go to the NELEX portal and then download an application form. So it's very important for you to determine if it's for domestic or international, so that you don't mix it up. So and after you have done that, you've completed the form that you've downloaded from the NELEX portal. The next step for you to do is to make the payment application fee payment of 5,000 Naira through the remitter gateway, and then you obtain your receipt and keep it as an evidence that you have started the process. Then other document that has to follow your application includes your CAC document, which includes your certificate and also your memorandum and articles of association. And mind you, your memorandum and articles of association must show recruitment as an objective of the business. It has to be the principal objective of your business, so that everyone will not be in doubt as to exactly what your company is into. After you have done that, then your management profile has to also be attached. Then the bank guarantee or insurance bond, which is up to 5 million Naira depending on the sector or skills. Very importantly, you are not paying 5 million Naira in cash. Is calculated by your insurance broker to know exactly how much will qualify for a 5 million Naira bond. Then just like I mentioned earlier, your certificate of incorporation, it has to be attached. Evidence of pension fund and NSITF registration is also very important. And you also have to include contracts with clients and staff. Then your company handbook, training policy, health insurance, union affiliations, and relevant sector regulatory certificates are all very key documents that has to support your application. And also After that, then the proof of license fee, which is 200,000 naira for domestic and 300,000 naira for international. That's after your application has been approved. Let's now talk more on the security bond requirement. You must provide a financial guarantee to safeguard workers' wages, travel costs, and government liabilities. That's basically what the security bond is for. And for domestic operations, for instance, if you are operating in the oil and gas sector, you have to pay 3 million naira, and that covers up to 100 staff, and 5 million naira if you have above 100 staff. Mind you, just like I said earlier, you are not paying exactly this amount. It has to be calculated by your broker in order for you to know exactly the amount you have to pay. And also, while other sectors you have to pay up to 1.5 million to 3 million depending on the size of your organization. And for international operations, that's if you are now making an application for you to take Nigerian workers off the shores of Nigeria, the bond that has to cover that operation is 5 million naira. And these funds are held to ensure ethical conduct and workers' protection under the Labour Act mandate. Okay, let's now take a look at the cost and validity period. Here is the cost structure before you on the screen, and both license types requires an application. That's a non-refundable application fee of 5,000 naira. It does not matter whether it's domestic or international. All you just need to do is to make sure you pay your 5,000 naira so that a file will be opened for your application. Then after you have gotten an approval for a domestic license, cost 200,000 naira and lasts for 2 years, and if you want to renew, it costs 100,000 naira for 1 year renewal, and if you want it up to 3 years, you have to pay the sum of 200,000 naira. And for international license, the cost is 300,000 naira, valid for 2 years, with renewal also set at 300,000 naira for another 2 years. And it's very important you confirm fees from NELEC's portal to avoid discrepancies. Fees might change in future, but it's important that you go to NELEC's portal in order to ensure that you have the exact fee that is expected for any particular license. Okay, a quick look at the application and processing workflow. How does the ministry attend to your application? What are the steps and procedures, internal procedures that have to take in order for to vet it properly and give an informed approval? Once you have submitted your application and all required documents via the NELEC's portal, the next step is that a DEX officer will be assigned as an inspector to verify your premises and documentation. You must have indicated exactly your premises where you are operating from, and also you have provided the set of documents which I have listed earlier. So the DEX officer, that's the inspector, will have to now inspect your premises and ensure that what you have is in fact what is required. Okay, the inspector report is forwarded to the controller at the ministry, and the controller has the function of confirming all the letters and issuing the final license. Then after paying the license fee, your recruiter's license or employer's permit is formally issued to you. This process typically takes between 2 to 4 weeks if all requirements are met. Okay, let's now take a look at obligation after licensing. What are the things that is expected of you after you must have collected your license? Once licensed, you must allow periodic labor inspections. Also, you are expected to submit quarterly reports detailing recruited workers, operational locations, job nature, and pension compliance, so that the ministry will know that you are doing the right thing and also taking care of your workforce, the workforce that you are dishing out to other labor seekers. Also, attendance at annual workshops for private employment agencies is mandatory, so that you can also enhance your knowledge with regards to private employment requirements. And also, vacancy advertisement must be posted on the NLEX platform. Licensed recruiters must follow all Labor Act provisions, because violation can result in reprimand, that's if it's not a serious issue, suspension, license withdrawal, or legal action. So compliance is non-optional, it's something that is expected of you. Okay, let's now take a look at the benefits of being licensed. A valid license grants you legal standing to operate as a private employment agency or labor contractor domestically or internationally. It enhances your credibility with both clients and regulatory bodies, and reduces the risk of labor exploitation and trafficking claims. And also, it also opens doors to cross-border placements. So it helps in order for job seekers to be able to get a job not just in Nigeria, but outside the shores of the country. It also demonstrates that your business adheres to Nigeria's labor law and also decent work principles, positioning you advantageously in the recruitment market. The benefit cannot be overemphasized. It's very important that if you are an employment agency or labor contractor, go for it. Go for these license, because it opens more opportunities for you. You will do more business. You will also have that courage in order to chase more bigger businesses and contracts, because you have the license in order to back it up. The key word used here is credibility. It gives you, enhances your credibility. And once your business or your employment agency is looked as credible, you will see that referrals will come, referrals will overwhelm you, and you will earn more money, more than you can even imagine. Okay, let's now take a look at common pitfalls and best practices that you have to enforce and employ in your business in order for it to thrive. And the common mistake includes submitting incomplete files or using a memorandum and articles of association that does not include labor recruitment. That is not a very big challenge, in as much as it's a challenge. You can approach the Corporate Affairs Commission for an amendment of your memorandum and articles of association in order to capture the fact that you are into labor outsourcing. And once you've done that, you can go back to the Ministry of Labor in order for you to complete your application. And also, you have to ensure you provide the correct bond amount and format. That's very key. Without it, you can't proceed with your application. And renewals must be timely to avoid operational gaps. You don't wait until it's maybe a few days for your license to expire before you now set out to renew it. You have to do that a couple of months before it expires, so that there won't be operational gap. And also, you have to fulfill quarterly reports obligation and attend the NELEX workshop to maintain compliance. Very importantly, you can leverage ICA.ng for expert guidance and the NELEX portal for updates and any procedural change that you have to take note of. Strategic compliance ensures long-term operational sustainability. So it's very important that you stay compliant so that your business will continue to thrive. Okay, to wrap up, recruiter's license, or better still known as employer's permit, are legal prerequisites mandated by the Labour Act and administered by the Federal Ministry of Interior through NELEX. That's NELEX is the online application portal in which you have to make your application. There are domestic and international classifications with differing cost, bond, and the duration requirements. So you have to take note of that. And the process involves document submission, inspection of the premises from which your operations will be taken up from, and approval and payment. That's the procedure it takes. And there are also post-licensing responsibilities, which includes still inspection. It's not a one-time thing. Inspection continues even after your license has been issued. And also, quarterly report is expected of you after every quarter. Workshops and also adhering to labor standards are some of the things that you are expected to key into after you have obtained your certificate. And operating a license ensures credibility and legal protection. It still keeps on repeating, ensures credibility. So once you have that credibility, I can assure you that your business will thrive. Okay, thank you for staying with me through this detailed guide. If you are wondering how these rules apply to your specific situation, or you need clarity at any point, please drop your questions in the YouTube comments. I will respond personally. You can also reach me directly via WhatsApp on the ICA official line shown on the screen. I typically reply within 24 hours. And do not forget to subscribe for more expert compliance guides. Okay, for more personalized consultations, further guidance, and additional resources on how you can obtain an employer's permit or a recruiter's license in Nigeria, you can visit our website to access detailed guides, case studies, and expert insights designed to keep you informed of the latest regulatory updates and best practices. And also, you can partner with us to leverage our deep industry knowledge and take the next step on how to successfully obtain an employer's permit and recruiter's license in Nigeria. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to download this presentation for your future reference. And also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content such as this one. Thank you.